We live, dog?
We can be live.
How do we feel about people who put their headshots in the resume? Do we like this or do we think it's weird?
I think it's a power play.
I'm a visual learner, so.
I love it, personally.
I think there's power in attaching a name and a face. I think that's their goal. I'm just like anyone who puts any amount of effort into their resume.
Yeah.
That's kind of already a good sign.
Hats off to you.
Because I grew up
just like Word document.
Yeah.
You know?
I grew up my whole childhood of my mom coming home from work and her venting to the family about these candidates that she's had to interview like that day at work. And she would always be like, yep, they had a typo in their resume, so I threw it away. That was back in the day when there's like probably a paper resume. Mm-hmm. There's a typo in the resume, threw it away, didn't even call them. Or like I went on their MySpace and there's just, some real sketchy stuff on there, so threw it away. So like, I kind of have that mentality now.
I think that is a pretty badass trope of Karen. Just for as
that's not her
sweet and kind as she is in a one-on-one instance, she's just like, oh yeah, typo in the email, they're done.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's really sweet. She's really good at her job. Like she's been at her job since I was maybe in kindergarten. So like you got to be ruthless, I guess, to make it in a corporate world like that.
Absolutely.
And you really see the fruit of the labor, that job. You're probably really held to what kind of people you're bringing in.
Well, yeah, think about I guess we don't even have to imagine it, but like having an entire organization depend on you to like sift through all these people. And like when you hire someone who is not a fit, then it's like, oh, Karen did that. That sucks. Like that's a big job.
Yeah.
Like we experience that on a very small scale, but
have you guys ever had someone bring in a printed off resume and like hand it to you during the interview?
Mm-hmm.
I've had that maybe one time in an interview. People bring in their resumes a lot to the cafe, but
I just meant like in the actual interview,
for your review.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I know you already have this, but if we want to sift through it together, I think that's a good play too.
Just happened.
Oh,
That just happened?
Uh-huh. Did you like that?
Oh yeah, I'm like the more the merrier with intentionality or effort. I'm like, hey, great, thank you. And I'm saying,
I feel that. I stand.
And
for our listeners, I think I finally figured out Stan since we've been away.
Really?
I don't know. I think you just used it wrong.
I was saying the same thing.
It's like you would say like I'm a resume hander in person in the interview. Stan.
Well, Colson will comment on the YouTube video, letting us know if
Thanks,
we were right
Colson.
or wrong.
Thanks, Colson.
Do you think he's still listening? You see any content out there?
He has commented on every single YouTube video.
We haven't put anything out recently, so I guess we can't really tell.
Yeah, where have we been?
All right, let's try to wheel this thing back. Where have we been?
When was our last show?
Our last
program?
show was with JP McKenzie of Meadowlark.
Thank you
and
again.
Bellwood and Family and Friends and Gainesville, Georgia, and
Summer,
My Heart,
Larkin, the whole crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think so. You were in Miami 1 week.
Last week.
2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Asheville. Well,
Kinda.
I don't know what was happening that Tuesday.
That was.
Oh, I was moving.
I had a there was a baby doctor's appointment.
Yes.
Baby doctor.
And
the
then,
doctor was a baby?
And then you closed on your house.
Yep.
But before that
was the rebrand. 3 weeks
finish
ago.
line. Yeah.
And we just said, God, we're so
busy, so stressed.
We said we just can't do that right now.
Can't even. Right? Can't even.
Guys, how about these pollen clouds that are just floating through the air? Do you see this right now outside? There's a guy blowing leaves, and if you walked out there, you would die.
You guys get allergies?
I think you guys are really blessed that you don't have to take an allergy pill every day.
I don't get allergies. Never have.
I'm sorry.
I don't. Michaela pretty much takes an allergy pill every day, year round.
What's
And- Well, you got to change it every so often.
It's like
so
deodorant.
it's like you go with. I don't understand that.
Well,
So you got to go Zyrtec, and then you switch to Claritin once Zyrtec starts to wear off.
yeah.
What about Allegra?
I don't know about that. I don't have to change my allergy medication. I know that she does. I've been taking the same bottle of Costco allergy medicine for years.
Wow. You're just sort of old man in that way.
And I use Flonase. Love me some Flonase.
Who dat?
Like the
Yeah.
thing?
But now I don't roast coffee, and that's when I double needed. Like I would go into. I remember one time specifically, I forgot my allergy medicine and my Flonase when Ross and I went to roast at Peach.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that was every time, bro.
Well, it was pretty often, yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry, I have to go to the store because I was dying. And I went to the store and I just did like 4 shots of Flonase in each nostril and then took an allergy pill. And
Felt better?
yeah, because I was like, I felt like my eyes were smelling shut that day specifically. Because it was
sorry.
like pollen cloud plus I'm allergic to green coffee. If you guys don't know, a good chunk of people are allergic to the dust on green coffee. It's some potent stuff.
Wow. So if you're thinking about being a coffee roaster one day and you have bad allergies,
Inject your arm with coffee dust and see if it turns red.
that's what it takes?
No, don't do that.
I've been wondering
You
that.
could get sued.
I've been planning on going to an allergen and getting you can get like a serum. They like do the thing on your back
Oh.
and see all the things you're allergic to. But I'm like, how would I describe? Okay, I roast coffee. There's dust on the coffee. Can you get the dust and see?
I'll bring you the dust.
Can you help with the serum for that? Or is there like a different name for it? And they're gonna look at me and they're gonna be like, "You're an idiot."
Well,
Someone was telling me that they're allergic to mold, and I was just like,
Isn't everyone?
isn't everybody? But then, higher sensitivities and the like. Hey, welcome to the Coffee Sometimes podcast.
that was a really good intro bit.
We're talking about allergies. We're talking about
Karen Walters.
Karen
Karen
Walters.
Walters.
We're talking about
Resumes.
what we've been doing the last 3 weeks and resumes. But what's the main topic today, boys? What do we want to dive into?
Rebrand review.
Rebrand review.
We should do meme review one time.
Dude, there's untapped waters as far as meme review, reaction videos.
We could always do just like a meme of the day,
meme of the day.
you know?
You guys know who PewDiePie is?
The gamer?
Well, I guess he wouldn't call himself that.
He's more of a personality.
Personality,
you know?
lifestyle brand.
He used to have a segment called Meme Review, and he would always go, Meme Review.
Oh, so that was a reference.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very good.
we're just sheep.
Well, yeah, we do you want to call it a rebrand? Because, rebrand.
Refresh, right?
Because it's more of just like an
Shout out to Refresh
Juice.
Juice
Juicery.
incoming.
Juicery.
Serving Valor coffee.
It's more of just an aesthetic update. Because, like, our brand is the same. Like,
Same name.
I think about the name,
Values.
the feeling and the values and the culture and all that. But like our design was so eclectic in like not a cute way. Because we've worked with so many designers over the years.
And let's just preface by saying it doesn't change the way we feel about any of the designers we've worked with.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
You all did an excellent job.
We know you're listening. Bridget,
Yep.
Maruna, Matt,
Wes.
Wes, Ariel.
The problem was us and our indecisiveness. And everything was perfect in its given time. But
Yes.
then it was a melting pot of a million different things.
Yeah, we were the changing variable in the equation.
If I could have 45 seconds here to break it down, I think what had happened was at the end of the day, we didn't get our pillars, like our foundation laid. And then before that, we had this cool idea, like what if we get a bunch of designers to collaborate with us and make things for us. But there was no like cohesion point or like centering point to go off of. So everybody made a logo that looked different. Everybody made everything looked different basically. But now we've kind of scrapped it. We're going back and we laid a foundation with this. So everything's really clean, simple, and uniform. And we can now do whatever we want as far as like iterations and renditions now that the foundation's laid. You know what I mean?
And for people who don't know, like, let's break that down. So you get a designer, and the designer, you either on good faith just believe that they're a good designer, or you like look at their portfolio and you're like, well, these are great designs. I don't necessarily want my brand to look like these, but I believe that they could do this same thing for me that they did for these other people. And you sit down with them and you say, what? What do you say? You're like, we want our brand to feel like fun. Or what are these words we would use? Like fun, but professional. Like in the early days, like when we talked to these designers.
Well,
what do you remember saying?
So I think good designers know the questions to pose to you as a business owner. I just know so much about design and designers. And one thing that, when we were getting our first true brand identity, branding guidelines situation together with Maruna, she gave us this long questionnaire and was like, what do you want your brand to be like? What do you like? Who do you want your brand to be like? Who are your biggest competitors? Who do you not want your brand to be like? What are 3 words that describe Valor? And I think all of those things were great questions and posed really well. I'm gonna unplug the table.
And for inspo, it was like what? Costco, BJ's,
Sam's Club.
Club.
Just a bunch of wholesalers.
Yeah. Sorry.
So that's kind of the thing. You start with those sorts of questions. If you have values, communicate your values to your designer, because like I said, a good designer knows how to take those values and translate them into visual. So that's kind of side A, and then side B is much more practical. It's just a mood board. So you just find a bunch of stuff you like, and you put it in a thing, and there it is.
It was always so hard for me to communicate with these people. Like I don't think I ever said a thing to these designers because I just can't. I can't do it. I can't articulate. I only know what I don't want. Is my problem. Like
everybody's a critic, huh?
Yeah, and I realize that that's like a bad thing to be, but it's where I'm at.
It's got me and you in some tiffs, huh?
Yeah. Like, hey man, that's not it. I don't know what is it, but that's not it.
Don't sell yourself short, buddy. Though you call stuff out that you like too. You're able. I think you've been Palace. Yeah, you love Palace.
I said Palace. You know what? You're right. Forget it. I don't know. I think I'm better at being critical than I am. I guess just because I'm not good at design. Anyways, where are we going with this? We're just talking about like the process of design.
Yeah.
My in-ears are here.
Thanks, Meredith.
Ethan and Ross forgot their in-ears today, so
I really like it. I really like not having monitors.
It's like the ambient vibes.
It just feels more natural. Like,
Yeah,
can you
but
tell
what
I'm
happens
performing?
whenever I'm wanting to play like Usher on the computer later? You're not going to be able to hear it.
I'll just do whatever you're doing.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Well,
just the old brand. You know, we had how many logos? We had the smiley logo.
This logo.
let's just. I've got our Instagram pulled up. We
There
can
you go.
start from back in the day. For the listeners, this is going to be a pretty visual podcast. We'll try to remember to describe the things we're looking at with our words. But if you want
It's be a
a
good
more
test for us.
immersive experience, hop on over to YouTube
.com.
.com.
and just watch what's going on. So our first logo came from our, I would say just, at that time, just we knew like a few graphic designers
Yeah.
in general. We had no connections or anything. His name was Wes. And he made this bad boy because we were like, we're a North Georgia coffee company. And
We're close to the
the
mountains.
mountains are there, and that was our brand identity.
And the Valor.
That's a little bit of a different iteration, I guess, huh?
Can you put it up on that screen? Do you
What?
know how to do that? Oh.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I think we rolled with this brand for a little bit, and
Oh, yeah.
we
Is this working to tell me?
oh my gosh, Bellwood Coffee commented.
Yeah, 48 weeks ago.
So
Glad this happened.
So weird.
Oh, my gosh.
What jerks. You guys suck. Bellwood.
Yeah, Bellwood.
Yeah.
You're done.
So lame. Canceled. As of now.
Oh yeah. So that was number one. We have any other things to say about it other than, I mean, it just like we said, there wasn't any intention on our part behind this. Our designer gave us exactly what we asked for.
Yes.
The vibe just wasn't Valor.
I wasn't a part of Valor
At this
at this point. Fun fact. Rest in peace.
You were our hero, Ethan.
I think it's interesting whenever, like, talking about phasing out of this logo and this branding, like when you start to really feel like your own logo has nothing to do with who you are, like as a brand and as a company. Like, I just remember us somewhere along the way just saying, like, this feels very, very masculine, which obviously there's nothing wrong with masculinity, but like our brand isn't
Controversial. You want to dig into that a little bit?
I could.
That's good. Let's keep it moving.
You know, I think masculinity is a great thing. But yeah, we're like, that's not really like what our brand is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd be one thing if we were like I don't know, like a men's retreat center that had like coffee in it. And
Because it's not a bad logo.
No, not at all. But yeah, it felt a little masculine, felt a little serious. We started to get pretty goofy and like come into our personalities a little bit more as a company, and probably as humans too, since we were like 20 or 19.
Like if we were opening a cafe in Blue Ridge, Georgia, in the mountains, and that was our logo, and like we all lived in log cabins and drove our trucks to work, that's a great fit. You know, but we're in Priuses and Highlanders, future cars,
Yeah,
Civics, Forerunners.
right.
So we have to make a brand that connects to the cars that we drive.
And that's principle number
kinda,
one.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Take your car. Think,
What does this look like?
how do I visually put this into a logo?
But yeah, we started to feel like this wasn't even us anymore.
I remember Wes told me, like, hey, you'll have to go buy the font that I use. And I was like, I have to buy a font?
It's not on the
What
computer
about the little
already.
drop down menu in Microsoft Word?
Yeah, that was how much we didn't know at this time.
Yeah, I think we paid Wes like $300 max,
Yeah,
which was a ton of money.
me and you split it like out of
Personally.
our own bank accounts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I need to reimburse you guys? Is that what we were
Do
getting
you have
to?
cash right now, or do you want to
Could
handle
you?
it later?
Yeah,
Can you use Meredith's Venmo?
Yeah, I'll use Meredith's Venmo,
Yeah, if you need to Venmo Ethan, just find his wife's Meredith's Venmo.
please. Yeah, Venmo me anything, honestly.
Yeah.
And then the next
We'll put
brand.
We'll put Meredith's Venmo in the show notes.
For
Yeah.
me.
Do we have any visuals of the one we pivoted to? Yes, that. Yes.
Yeah. You did that one.
This is a good. Oh, it's
That's got all
so
of it.
bad. So we were like, this isn't us. Let's just take the letters on our cart and make them into a logo.
Yep.
Because we found these vintage letters on Etsy
for the cart.
for the cart. And so I just like traced them in Illustrator. It was my first time ever using the pen tool. I like YouTube videoed like how to use pen tool. And it was easy because it was.
It was almost a year later.
Yeah. This. Goodness.
It's starting to get closer though.
The cart doesn't look bad.
Absolutely not.
Just the symmetry of this. I remember having such a hard time because of these lines, but the V couldn't be slanted because that's kind of impossible for a V to be slanted.
Oh.
And so like these two were slanted and this one wasn't.
Whose hand is that?
I have no clue.
I think her name is Sawyer.
Oh, nice.
But
Right on.
I could be totally wrong, especially because that's at Georgia Tech Student Center.
If this is your hand and you're listening,
We know you are.
let us know. We'll send you a coupon for 1% off.
Your 10th coffee.
Yes. Round it up.
So yeah, we added pink. We went navy blue. We did a gray thing.
Does anyone still have this shirt? I
Yes.
think Joseph Morakovitz still wears this sometimes.
I have kept all of the shirts. In all of my closet purges over the years, I have kept the OG shirts.
That's beautiful.
That's amazing. Ooh. I wasn't born to be a graphic designer.
Hey, I don't mind it. You know, it's simple. It's chic.
very chic, very editorial.
Yeah.
But, okay, if you look at there was a picture of we showed a picture of our cart when it was black on a different podcast.
Yeah.
But so it was like black with like this gold accent, and then this was our logo. And then we moved to the other stuff and then made our cart look like this. So definitely way more, it was way closer to the personality of our company and what we wanted to be.
Totally. Lighter, brighter, peppy, steppy.
Peppy Steppy.
So we rode this for a while, right?
A good hot
Because
minute
we made
for
it to
sure.
the pop-up. Mm-hmm. We had to lose the pink stripe on the cart for the pop-up. Ramon. Whew. Yeah, this is a while. Scroll.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Geometric. Ooh.
So this was our first interaction with working with a designer who like took what we asked for and translated it into designs. So
Yeah, she did like a total overhaul on the brand.
we got, some concrete colors around our brand, some primary and secondary colors specifically. We got branding guidelines. We got specific fonts. And so that was a step in the right direction of having brand consistency.
And we've more or less held on to those colors since.
Yeah. Yep, blue, pink, yellowish gold, and green. Those are the mains.
Yeah.
And that logo has been on our retail bag for a long time.
Absolutely.
Countless
That's
kitchen
2018.
This was our menu.
I like the hands. The illustrations were great.
counters. Uh-huh. That looks great.
The shapes. We
You know what?
we ran with these shapes for a long time
Let's
too.
go back to that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Switch Yards.
Ooh, design.
Oh, Alex Mars.
Alex
What's
Mars.
up?
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, so dude, these pictures just as a whoop.
That's when I was still shaving.
We got Ethan
Man.
smiling, drinking out of our cup that Mark Rockwood made us. Speaking of which,
We're
working with Mark.
keep your eyes peeled.
That second picture just kills me.
Oh yeah.
That pin is nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice little pin.
Oh yeah.
The funniest things to me about pins are they're like kind of expensive. You know, they're really small, but they're like typically $8 to $10. And probably once a week, someone at like the bar where you order grabs it and they're like, "How much is this?" And there's like stickers next to it that are $1. And then I'm like, "Oh, it's $8." And they're like, $8? You kidding me? And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm sorry."
You're like, get out of here.
It's metal. What do you want me to do? It's metal. Metal
Yeah.
costs more than paper. All right.
So we kept the whole VLR thing around, dropping the vowels.
Sayonara.
And we wrote this. We wrote this like geometric, using repeats type of thing. Whoa.
Wow, handsome.
I like how you said something about me, but not your wife. The pictures. Okay.
Oh, bag design.
All right. Yeah. So here was when we first started roasting, and we didn't yet have custom bags. This was our first label.
It's not bad. You and me, we did it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We designed a bag label.
Yeah, we drew this on a piece of paper. We sent it to Maruna, and she just like made it in Illustrator pretty much because
Yeah.
we weren't good with Illustrator.
July 4th, 2018.
Oh yeah, and we rode that for a year and a month until we got custom bags.
Ooh, Ross in a pool. I like that. Up top.
That's Ethan's favorite Instagram post ever.
Summer Q&A. We got to do a Q&A on here soon.
Yeah.
I'm getting so many questions.
Are you?
And you have a lot of answers.
I mean, I'm just walking answers, so.
All right. Scrolling up. Dude, the first House Deluxe.
Second.
Sorry, Winter House Deluxe.
Man, I'm shirtless a little bit too
Most
much
of the time.
on this Instagram feed.
All right.
Oh, man. This is really good radio right here.
Us looking through our
Our
Instagram. Well, we kind of, as far as branding goes, we kind of rode this wave for a long. But so then, then we started to.
So this was our bag, and I'm sure you're all familiar with it because it's been around.
For what, 3 years?
Yeah.
2.5?
2.5 years of this. I will say around the time we got this bag is the time we were wanting to begin pivoting from such a geometric look.
Yeah.
So we received this, and I think, man, I think a lot of it was just, this is a very sharp look. You got the sharp, very flat stripes. You got the sharp logo. And we were becoming big softies. So
Oh, yeah.
soft and sharp, they don't mix.
Somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get hurt.
Yep.
You guys got anything else there?
I just,
This was the side of the bag. It had character.
That was nice.
whenever we started first meeting with Whole Foods about getting our coffee on their shelves, I still can't believe they wanted us to sell them coffee.
Whoops.
at the at the beginning, because we had basically just started roasting, and we were sitting in Thrive Co-working, and we were also roasting at another coffee shop, and they like still wanted us to be at Whole Foods. Just so crazy. But one of the things that they loved about our brand is that we had a white bag. Like we had a eye-catching bag, and it's not even like that eye-catching. It's just that like a lot of the other bags on their shelves were darker, I guess. Mm-hmm. And they liked that this one had like fun colors on it, aka pink. And I just thought that was always, I always remember them saying that, like that we just had something that looked different.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Whole Foods.
As much as I would like to poo-poo on this bag because I'm tired of it. Like,
Yeah.
It's still at Whole Foods for what, 2 more weeks?
Yeah, Ross.
longer than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, if you like this bag, go buy it at any Whole Foods in Georgia.
Yeah.
So, moving on from there, we then started to get a couple more logos.
Gotta bond me.
You got to go on that banh mi post,
Gotta
bro.
check that banh mi. The one of you eating it, where is it?
Oh, that is bad.
That's such bad.
So bad.
I don't know where it is. It might not be here. Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Do yourself a favor if you're listening and run, don't walk to Instagram to find this picture deep in our story of our feed of Ross eating a banh mi.
August 22nd, 2019, 136 weeks ago.
Yeah, man.
Woo. It's all in your mouth. Like it's not just a normal bite. Like
Why did we think this was a good idea?
I think it was just kind of funny.
Yeah.
That banh mi was really good.
It was great.
So
This is. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
we just started to transition into some other little illustrative stuff. Our friend Bridget did this. We kind of just threw our geometric logo on a tote and did there's some like line art stuff going on with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say for better or for worse, this is kind of where things go a little haywire because people start putting things on top of a brand, like some foundation that we were looking to change. Mm-hmm. And we let people do different renditions of our logo that we start putting on things like our front door and merch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like this little guy right here. The mugs we use in-house, designed by our friend Matt Power.
Legend.
Great guy.
What? Yeah, so this, we then have multiple logos in the mix. And we get a little more scattered. For the listeners, we're now looking at our geometric logo and our smiley face logo that you can find on the front door at our cafe.
Was the Valor hat? Was that the only thing we used it for? The VLR? Because that was one of our favorite things that we thought about pushing.
And the black T-shirt.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Seriously black.
Yeah, there it is. So there's another logo. I always forget I can't do that.
It's okay. It's okay, buddy.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Dude, check it out, Ethan.
Dude.
Shruggy.
Mr. Shruggy. How's it going?
So yes, our continuation of more and more.
Oh, there's
branding.
the VLR on the Quinto.
Yeah.
Oh, up. There it is on the hat as well.
And then keep going, keep going, keep going. There it is.
Yes, man. Who has one of those anymore? Who has those?
Colby Ellis.
Oh,
Cup of Joe. So precious.
cute. Yeah. So let's keep this moving.
We're going,
Keep it
going,
moving.
going. Bean hat.
Okay. Here's the continuation of such.
We've
What
done
do we even
everything
say
possible
about
to
this?
make you all super safe.
Yeah. So it's just like trying to do things that kind of don't work.
I thought this was super cool. It just, because especially since it was right when COVID was starting, and it was a really cool opportunity to just do like a super rough but genuine and like heartfelt, I feel, thing.
For sure.
Like this cart has so much soul.
It accomplished the mission.
Jonathan was just so the face of our Instagram for so long.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, there's the sides.
that's
So
so
funny.
sick.
That was very funny.
That was awesome.
It says we're all in this together. Troy Bolton, class of '08. It's the side of our cart.
So that's when
Listeners.
we bring a new designer into the fold of all of our different designer things, and that's Ariel, who works with us and is on our team.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely has like her own style and flair that we start to push. One of the coolest things we did were those cards, where every staff member had like a card. Like a little,
Yes. So cool.
Amazing. So yeah, the addition of Ariel really opened us up to so many more cool in-house designs like this. This is awesome.
Oh yeah.
This is like one of the most amazing things.
Absolutely.
She is very talented and great at her job.
That would fit with what we're doing now because it's just so unique that
Yeah.
it kind of fits in anything.
So there was that, and then the tote that was also made into a T-shirt later. That was like the circle, the blue and white. I think it's lower if you wanted to find it. Nope. No, back up. I swear I saw it. That's all right. Ooh, athletic wear. That's all right.
All right. But just keeping it moving. Yeah. So we've done a few things. There's definitely a picture of it within this. That was our freaky. Okay. To scroll back, one of the things that has really hit it off. Oh my gosh.
Thunder.
Storming.
Stormer brewing.
The Lord.
Crop tops.
Oh
One
my
of our
gosh.
biggest hit things ever. We've released these crop tops. The first two were designed by Bridget. The third one was designed by Ariel. And they just flew, you know?
What a funny, I think we've talked about it before. That was like one of the huge lessons learned from us of like, our ideas are not the only good ideas. And that's such a simple thing. But like, why would three guys would not think to sell crop tops, but someone on the team was like, we should do a crop top. And then it took like 2 days to sell out.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that again? Like now.
Hold your horses. All right, we'll do it.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Alan.
So this tote was an Ariel design, and it was excellent. But
So sick.
it just, it continued our evolution and addition to our brand. Because we were in a tricky spot because we started to pivot to this, but like we had custom coffee bags, like
With a geometric
thousands of them
Yep.
with that logo that we talked about so long ago.
And there's nothing geometric or sharp about the stuff that we were into.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Makes me sick to think about this time. Okay, those kids in Halloween costumes, probably the cutest thing to grace our Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Cookie Monster? Oh my gosh.
He's a little pissed, but it's cool.
That's so cute. All right. Keeping it moving. We're rolling with all this stuff. We got the geometric logo. We got this other
Instagram
stuff.
gets tight.
Yeah. And then there was this. We took our smiley logo and we made like our premium coffees in a can using it because we didn't want to use our geometric logo. So then we had two different coffee products on our shelf with 2 different logos.
An Enneagram 1's living nightmare.
Yeah.
Lillaby's least favorite thing ever. Her being the lab or mad scientist.
That's my favorite thing ever.
Me eating kolaches.
All right. Fast forward. Bring us to here.
Okay.
All of this content on the Instagram from the past, 7 months has been really hard for me because I know what our rebrand looks like.
Oh,
and I don't want to post things within our old brand, but I can't post things within our new brand. So around this time, we start using like our new font and stuff, but we can't show like all of our new stuff. Like the Matcha Madness thing was like right before the rebrand.
So good.
So it's like
Goodness
new
gracious.
fonts, new vibe, but not completely new. And then
Dun, 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 dun,
Here we are
dun,
today.
Dun, 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 dun.
so where do we want to start here, Ross?
Well, we've kind of already talked about why we wanted to do this, right? Like, one, to just have like a cohesive thing. I mean, let's talk about like a few brands that have inspired us. Like, okay, so I think about this thing we heard on the Cat and Cloud podcast a while back. And they were interviewing, I think it was like one of the main design guys for Verve. Do you remember this?
I remember that.
So they were interviewing one of the main design people that has worked with Verve stuff. And he said something that really stuck with me and in my mind has like made me want to do this rebrand. He was talking about how when you're first starting out as a brand, you need to put like your name on almost everything you do. You can't just have this like obscure little logo and expect people to know who you are. Like with Nike shoes, they've been around forever, so you can just put the check mark on there and everybody knows that's Nike. But for us, not only have we not been around forever, like we had so many different logos that there was not really like one thing to pick for us to just put on things and people just recognize our brand. And I mean, just zooming out, like the reason we want to have a cohesive visual perception is because whenever somebody sees any sort of visual element within our brand, we want them to, one, immediately recognize it, and two, we want them to feel a certain way. Like I feel like that is just what it's all about in any business is like, how do you want your customers to feel? Because that's what sticks with them. And so there were times where we were developing this culture in the cafe that was like organically growing and organically happening, like a fun professional atmosphere where everybody loves you and, you know, it's bright and it's welcoming and it's great. There were times where the best thing about our company, which is that, and our visual branding did not match up. And that was like the most frustrating thing. And so that, among many reasons, was just like why we wanted to settle it once and for all. Like, let's pick really great colors and let's pick like one or two visual elements that are highly recognizable and that we're going to put on absolutely everything. And just one more thing on that, like you'll see in our merch, we haven't done any like cool designs on our merch or like elaborate things. All we've done is just put the new logo on absolutely everything because we want to establish that new logo as much as possible. As much as we'd like to do some, you know, crazy design or some like very abstract design. It's almost like, to the Verve point, like we haven't earned the right to do that necessarily yet because we haven't introduced our new brand enough. But I don't know, it's kind of a rant, but
Go
Well said,
off,
though.
Ross.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah. So we can kind of maybe start from a place of
Look at our Pinterest board.
helping people understand our mood board.
Well, we could talk too real quick about the decision to, we've always used external designers, and then we started using REL, which is an internal relationship because you work behind the bar. And then we had a moment where we were like, okay, we probably sat in this room, the three of us, and we're like, we really want to rebrand. Do we want to pay thousands and thousands and thousands to a brand agency who's going to like really do it right, quote unquote? Or do we want to like assemble an internal team? And like those are two that was a tough decision. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't tough because the internal people aren't talented, because they're very talented. We assembled a team of Ariel, another dude on our team, Elijah, and then Riley's wife, Michaela. They all have design experience. They all have very great eyes. They're very talented. But it's just different to, like, for you, Riley, to lead a design team versus like paying money for somebody else to lead their own design team. And I am so glad that we did it the way we did it.
Yeah. Took a long time, but
How long did it
worth
take? A year?
A year. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, a year.
Maybe like 11 months, but
Do you want to quickly hit the team and maybe just a couple strengths that you saw them bring to the table?
yeah, I'm always really good whenever I'm posed with like, what's your favorite thing about someone?
No.
Do you know anything about me?
No. It's not them. It's
No,
their
I'm
work.
just kidding. I would say Ariel is the artist of the group. She is the best. No, I'm not ragging on Elijah and Michaela. You guys know this is the truth too. She is,
And
the
we now
best.
know that Elijah listens, so we
Yeah. Thanks, Elijah.
Does he?
he
He was very
Wow.
offended.
he was torched.
Wow.
He's still talking about it.
Jeez.
Most of the guests.
Glad he still works here.
So Ariel is an illustrator, and she is an excellent illustrator. So that's a lot of her strength, and that is a lot of what we used her for prior.
She went to school for that.
She went to school for that.
Illustration.
Yeah. And so that's an area where there's a lot of pushback, understandably, and even I recognize this from Elijah and Michaela in areas of this rebrand of just like, hey, I don't think that we're using Ariel's strength to our advantage. And I think that's an area where in the future, especially since she is our on-staff designer, where she's going to be able to like explode and like we'll be able to do a lot of cool things within this new brand because we were really, taking a step back and doing, simplifying it. But just her ability to take something, especially one of my ideas that's bland, and turn it into something expressive and creative was a huge thing. And there's a ton of that sprinkled throughout all of our new brand elements. Mm-hmm. She came up with the staircase logo, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went back and forth. Well, kind of, I don't know. I feel like this is really easy to do tangents, but we were like, okay, do we want to have a little icon logo? Right. Because over the years, we've always wanted to have like a logo or like an icon, like Nike has the check or Twitter has the bird. Like, and we could never find one. We talked about like astronauts. What else? Like, a lot of people have animal doves, which would be sick.
Dovey.
Dovey.
But yeah, we just said, Ariel, can you draw like 6,000 icons? And that was just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wasn't it on the crop like a long time ago?
Was it?
I think it was. At
Oh
least
my
stairs
gosh.
were. But
That's amazing. That's a cute little
Prophetic.
nod. So she's excellent at that. Elijah, I guess he's our design trend guy.
he's in the know.
Yeah, he's very in touch with all of that stuff. And I mean, he redirected the entire rebrand 2 times which is saying a lot because it's like a very big thing. But he really had a good knack of being able to kind of like see what we were doing and be like, hey, I don't think we're going to like this in 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, he would take the risk of like everyone in the room hating him.
Yeah.
For like a day.
And they did.
And they did. Because, are we going to show the little PowerPoint?
No.
We would sit in the roastery in a dark room with a projector, and we would go through like 3 different iterations of a brand that the designers had been working on for weeks. And we would either be like, we like it or we don't like it. And we would just sit there and try to piece something together that we liked. And we could never do it. It didn't work.
Like we got on this for a little while.
Yeah.
Man, it just took, like, we were so close to like this being our brand. I have dark mode turned on, so it looks bad.
The tough thing about it is that all of these are awesome design things. It's just like the question was, are they us?
Yeah.
And that was the hardest thing. Like, not even knowing like what is us? Like what do we all want? They even did freaking business cards. My gosh. So much like quote unquote wasted work, right? Like wasted time.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
not
just
wasted.
all the design process.
Yeah.
And that's like that's what designers learn in school, is it's all about the journey is
The destination.
the destination.
Until it's not, and then you land at the destination.
Yes. So this was, we were seconds away from this being our new brand. Wow. And then Elijah's just like, I don't know.
Guys, this all sucks, and you know it. We're like, all right.
And then we did.
And then Target came out with a brand that has something really close to that. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Favorite Day.
Yeah. It's
Like trail mix.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like, oh boy.
So we were close to this, and so just Elijah's ability to help us into a timeless area because of his just vast design knowledge. Like he's the guy that like knows about the new types and fonts and stuff
that are coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. So props to you, Elijah. And then I think Michaela, just from a sense of her, her ability to, she's just great at like best practice. Her ability to lay out things in a way that looks great.
Formatting.
And beyond that, like just to take something and make it make sense, is one of her biggest strengths as a designer.
She's also just super professional, and I think that's who she is anyways, but like in school, like I feel like she really used a lot of the things she learned in school, specifically as it relates working with a team and working for a client, such as us.
For sure.
Like you said about learning that in school of like, if everything gets shot down 5 times, it's all worth it if you end up with a good design. And I just watched her like not get pissed when she should get pissed about like, maybe she went home to you and vented about it. But like, we would be like, God, we just don't know. And like, this doesn't make sense. We don't like any of this, but we do like this about this. And she's like, okay, like let's sort through this. It was just really cool.
Yeah. She definitely helped keep the team on task and moving forward a lot. And which is a very, being professional and when it comes to working with your husband and your friends.
Hard.
Tall order.
Crazy, and she did a great job, as did everyone. So we looked at all of them and their strengths, and we said, let's make a team out of these people, and it'll be awesome.
And you, buddy.
Hey, stop.
You were the fearless leader.
Oh,
And you
stop.
designed our box.
And you designed our box.
Oh, stop.
And it's super cool.
So to kind of just go through, you can't press next on Pinterest. That's so stupid. This is where we started.
Oh yeah.
We started with, we want a little icon. We want a new logo. We want new types. We want new everything. Here's what we like. Mercedes-Benz logo.
Yeah.
I think we really got on this like elegant kick.
Uh-huh.
Like, let's make an elegant brand. The Mercedes-Benz logo has this like glistening thing.
Yeah.
We thought we wanted a bird for a little while. We started to head in that direction. Man.
I think we looked at a lot of candles.
Yeah, this is what really helped us land on what our new brand was going to be.
Yeah.
These candle brands with boxes, elegant vibe, simple, elevated experience.
It's like if you were just to take Apple's branding and add fun colors to it instead of white and then make the text bolder.
Yep.
That's kind of like the template we were going for.
Here's the other one.
Almost like a transcend coffee a little bit too. Like, let's just make a really good looking thing. And you just want it. And then you're like, oh, it's coffee.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, you can see from this stuff, like, nothing is new. We're by far borrowing ideas from other folks. Do we have anything else we want to hit on this Pinterest board?
There's a lot of amazing people doing amazing things. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Just a treat that we get to be inspired by other amazing designers and other creators, And kind of what we learned with doing core values is if you just copy, you're not going to like be satisfied.
Yeah.
But if you become inspired and then channel that into your own creative process, like the designers were able to do, you'll be mightily satisfied,
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So here we are. This is where we landed. This is the new branding.
Wow.
It was such a awesome thing for me to feel truly proud of just our brand and our visuals, because I've always thought about this duality over the years of doing this, where there's like what I think is cool versus like what would be best for Valor. And I actually think that this is both. I actually think that this is cool, and personally I dig it, but I also think it's great for our brand and like great for our customers. And it's not every project where you get to do that.
Totally.
Yeah. So what does this brand accomplish that this branding accomplish that our prior branding did not?
It's curvy. It's fun. It's funny, only time will tell, but we obviously feel a deep sense of timelessness with this. I love, and I think that's why we went with the type. It's such a funny thing. I feel like you and Elijah really talked about type a lot, and I kind of I'm still in the camp of you when you were talking to Wes, like, oh, you have to buy types. I'm just like, yeah, it's words, but it is amazing just like the way letters are shaped in copy sends off its own story and its own message. So, there's a really nice, like, no frills. This is just what we're trying to get across with this Poly Sans kind of thing. And then, I think we've always been really into our colors. And so letting our colors do the talking for a while, I think is going to be really powerful. And just being known as like the fun coffee company for like the last ever since we've been established has been really like awesome and different. I feel like for the most part, when we ask people what they think about when they think of Valor, it's always like the fun, nice place that can diminish this concept of like quality or diminish this concept of excellence. And so I think being able to lay a foundation of like premier or premium branding kind of helps be like, no, we actually really care about our coffee and we really want to push our vision for the company. I feel like we talk about the mission a lot of uplifting, but the vision is to become like the top most in the fun service aspect, but also in the quality in sourcing of coffee and beverages. So I think this was like a huge leap for the like quality and excellence portion of our vision, which I guess we would all agree with our prior branding was lacking. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the big win for me.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah, on the type side, we were just using Futura for a lot of our stuff. All you design heads know it's a font that's been around for 100 years, and it's a great font. It was just really sharp, and it was perfect for our old branding. But with softening up, we were excited to switch to Poly Sans, and it's got some funk to it, but it's got some character, but it's still like if you zoom in, you can see it's got some freaky stuff going on. But especially in the thinner side, it's just it's butter. The thing we were really excited that we were able to do freaking 13 different colors of boxes total.
Crazy.
We never thought we would be able to do that. So they all have the same bag inside. Is the bag laying around somewhere?
Yeah.
That you can show to people. Here's another visual of it on the screen. But yeah, the outside is just, they're cute. Very nice. We've got blue for free throw, yellow for workers' comp, and then the cream colors for all of our other year-round coffees like Miracle and our Decaf Book Club. And then every season, we have 5 seasons because we split winter into 2 between our holiday blend and our winter blend. Unnamed because we've never done it before. Right now it's Swoon. So Swoon is lavender. And then black is our premium coffee. Red is for fruity coffees. Pink is for floral coffees. Light blue is for freaky coffees. Green is for chocolatey and round traditional type of Central American coffees. Is that all of them? Yeah.
One thing I appreciate about this pivot is for a while we always, because on our last bags we had different colored labels, blue, green, yellow, all these different colors, and the way we decided the color of the label was by the where it was from, where the coffee was from, which origin. So all the African coffees were pink, and then all of the Central South American coffees were yellow. And the interesting thing about that is that
Do tell.
that's actually not that helpful for a customer, because it's like almost helpful. The reason it's not all the way helpful is when somebody makes a coffee and it's a naturally processed, natural sun-dried coffee from
Costa
Rica. It's going to taste pretty similar to a natural sun-dried coffee from Ethiopia, when you compare it to something that's very different. And so why not give those coffees the same color label? Because, if you had a natural Costa Rican and a natural Ethiopian, they had 2 different colored labels because they were from different countries. But for the customer, we wanted them to be able to say, okay, red box means fruity.
Red.
But red box means fruity. Whereas pink boxes means more floral, tea-like coffees, which, yes, is usually a washed Ethiopian. But it could also be a washed Colombian
Hello.
one day, you know?
Wake up, people.
And so we would rather people buy coffee based off of the flavor profile they're trying to achieve rather than like, oh, I only buy coffees from Ethiopia.
And less so to diminish the origin, but more showcase a country's diversity of options.
Capabilities, yeah.
Capabilities.
So, yeah, I love that about the new brand.
Absolutely.
Great idea, Riley.
Hey.
Or was it my idea? I can't remember.
It's probably your idea.
Yeah, I think most of the
I
stuff
think it was my idea.
Most of the stuff was me and Ross.
Well,
Ross.
this is a very unconventional podcast, so if you're still with us,
You dozen dirty.
It's either people who really like design or like really, really like us or are
Valor
really,
stands.
really
Yeah.
bored.
Colson's the board, like he's at work.
yeah.
And then there's the people who are just waiting for us to talk about like
Sports.
Marcus Mariota and
Yeah.
Matt Ryan.
And we're not going to. So
Today, at least.
Today.
Yeah, today.
If you want to check out any of our new branding, we've got some stuff on our Instagram. We got some merch and whatnot on our website, along with all of our new coffees. I'm talking sweatshirts, tumblers, totes, pins, keychains, socks. New mugs will be here soon.
And hey, big shout out to I feel like with this rebrand we did a kind of a big photo shoot day too that Mikey really helped out with and styled.
That was sick.
And like got some talent in there. And thanks to the people that repped our stuff, Andrew,
models.
Corey, Sharini, Joey. That was a fun time. I was some of your best work.
Hey,
And
stop.
some of those film. We did a little film, part B, part D, and that was some tasteful content as well.
Yeah, Elijah, if you're listening, I'm still waiting on you to send those to me.
Yeah, no rush,
Ouch.
but whenever you got it.
We love you.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else to say?
We're probably not going to stop doing this podcast. So even though we did a radio silence, literally for a little while, we're gonna
Ethan,
keep
laugh.
rocking.
Mikey said to laugh.
Oh my gosh, I feel so much better now. So stay tuned in.
It's fun for us and it's fun for you, right?
Maybe.
Well, I was just trying to have fun. I was acting like I'm having fun. I had fun. It's good for us.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. And thanks for listening to me talk, guys. I really appreciate just you guys listening to me.
We've always got your back, Ethan. All right. Love you.
Love you.
Love ya.